Hey everybody, soybean farmer here. I'm out here bouncing and getting a really rough tractor ride. But if you can kind of see this field I'm working on, I'm doing a diagonal cut across it in a totally different direction. I'm trying to smooth it out. But I'm going diagonally across the field from the way that I cut it last time I cut it. I'm not cutting deep at all. In fact, if you look down there on that cylinder, you'll see the cylinder stops that I put in it. In other words, you see the stop the cylinder. I'm only running about an inch and a half. I don't want this disc going down in the ground deep. I just want to knock the surface weeds down and try to smooth out some of the ripple in this field from the last pass that was on it with that John Deere VW. I think that was back about the first week of March, or maybe the second week of March. But it's a rough ride, but it's worth doing to get that ripple effect out of the field. It's hard to make your turns up here on the end. I don't like tearing up my erosion control vegetation. Used to have grass right there, but clover got in it and was trying to take over. Kind of leave a pink and shear effect, but you fix that after you get this done. Well, let's go for a ride. See right here how the tractor is kind of waddling across these ripples in this field. And this is the first time I've actually kicked up any dust down to amount to anything in a long time, about 2 years. See that? Time to do something about this. I've rode over this thing way too many times. We're going to fix it. So the nice thing about not being in a super hurry is you can stop and get rocks like this out of the field. There, we'll grab that little one. That little one not bothering me, but that one, every time I've kicked over it, and you can see the scratch marks on it from the disc hitting it. But this is the rock pile over here in the edge of the field that cousin Scott and we spent a day a couple of years ago getting these rocks out of the field. Beautiful day, Sunday. I've lost track of the dates. I'm not sure what the date is today. I'll take a wild guess and say that it might be the 6th of April. Wrong side. That thing works real good. This disc is so light, this tractor will pull it without lifting it and starting over. You wouldn't do that with that heavy offset though. You'd lift it back up, get moving, and then lower it gently in the ground. Every tool's different, you gotta learn them. I don't know whether the glasses are picking it up or not, but I can still see certain little ripples out there in that. Oh, this is going to be an interesting turn. I'll go ahead and dress this little spot. I see how I'm going to do it now. I'm catching this angle right here. You don't really turn short with a disc harrow, but you can make slight turns with it. And right here, like that, you can get away with that without picking it up. If you try much more than that, you'll break it. One of the reasons I like that offset, as long as you turn into the left, you don't need to pick it up. It makes it real fast getting over the ground with it. This will just kind of dress out this end of the field right here. Yeah, I got some mowing done the other night. I was glad to get that done. Come up. I hate these tires on the front of this 4020. They tear up the grass when you turn short like that. Yeah, you don't need to run this tractor all that hard with this little lightweight disc behind it. It's running probably about 1,500 RPM, and I pull it up a hill. This 4020 is still in real good shape. Alright, what went wrong with that? Control kick back. That's how you break a disc. A disc harrow, that is. I can feel the tractor. What caused me to stop and look. Sometimes that control lever doesn't lock in place. So you got to kind of keep an eye on it. Pop back by itself. I'm going to go ahead and fix this little end right here. When I started the diagonal, I picked that corner point so I can go out past it, make a sweep and turn and come back down, and that'll dress up this end. You'll see it when we turn around. Pop back that time. Ground's pretty hard right here. That's why I'm going to have to chisel this. That looks good. Got the weeds knocked down. That'll get that line dressed up right there. We'll finish this and then we'll dress this line. redress this line. Well, that finishes that right there. Got my corners dressed up nice. Did it that way, and the last time I diagonal cut it, I turned it that way. This way is easier. I just got to remember that back line back there, dress that all at the same time. It's not two pieces. Learn something new every time you do a field different. But that came out looking nice. Soil's only cut about that deep. My objective here is first get things smoothed back out a little bit, get that ripple out of it. And I'm going to take the chisel and shove it in just as deep as I can, and then take the heavy offset to it. Use that Massey Ferguson seed bed finisher, and then I'll plant beans on it. Supposed to rain, well, the chances were up high last week on that long-range forecast for Tuesday of this week. Today's Sunday. But I looked at it this morning, and now the chances have gone back down to about 20%. You never can tell what's going to happen with that weather guy, or what he's going to say. But we got half this field done. I got the other half. Well, actually, we got about 2/3 of it done. This is the bigger half. The piece over there behind the trees is not quite as big as this. That came out looking pretty nice. Got those weeds knocked down off of it. What I was looking at here was, after solving the mystery with the refrigerator freezer side by side, when them things had doors open like that, there was water dripping out of the freezer side, and that thing's got an ice maker in it. So I was thinking, uh-oh, the plumbing's leaking on this thing. But got in there and cleaned it all up, and got to looking at it, and went out and got that infrared thermometer out of the toolbox and shot the temperature in there, and the temperature was about 33.5 down in the bottom and about almost 35 degrees up in the top. And so I asked my wife, what's this thing supposed to be set on? And she looked at it and said, well, that's the wrong setting. It should have been on C. It was had somehow got itself set over on B. D being the coldest and A being the warmest. So we figured out the ice was melting out of the tray and dripping down through the bottom of the thing. So we cleaned up the mess and put it back on the correct setting, and I went back in there and shot it with that thermometer again, and it was down to about 27. So I figured it'll get back to like it's supposed to be, like a freezer, you know, keep stuff frozen. But I got out here about 2 o'clock, and that's 5 acres, and the piece over in front of the house is 2 acres. So I just got over 7 acres of land with that John Deere RWA disc and that John Deere 4020 tractor, non-stop, without any issues, and it took 2 hours and roughly 20 minutes. Yeah. And I'm pleased with it. It was a rough ride. That diagonal across what you've been doing for, you know, the last time makes the tractor go, you know, like that. And then that ground up there on the top is hard as a rock, so then you get that bouncing thing like that. But it's done. So now, next thing to this field in 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks, is that chisel plow. Because that ground up there is hard as a rock. All I was basically doing is scraping weeds off and moving just enough dirt to drop it in the low spots and level things out again. I think I'll take the chisel and run this same direction that I just ran, and that'll make it work out. But if you don't chisel this ground, you'll have a mess. Hey, there goes Cousin. Wonder what he's up to. I know these glasses don't pick up that far. But anyhow, he's out and about working on something today. I almost want to go over there, but I got more land I want to do this to. And this is my day off from the cigar shop. Well, let me go get some more coffee and go back to the back side of the farm and continue on with what I'm able to do today.